How's it going, Habibis? A few people in my Discord asked me, what am I playing for the Legend Anthology event? And of course, we're playing DM. Well, we played DM for about 2/3 of it, and then we switched up to try the new Exodia deck, and we had some fun with that. So be sure to stick around to the end, because we're actually gonna go over a crazy way to out Exodia instant FTK versus these Exodia players, because you're gonna run into a lot of them if you're doing this event. It is the loner deck, and I'm gonna show you guys a way to out it. But first, let's go over some replays with the Dark Magician deck that we used, and it was a lot of fun. We did pretty well with it. We started off rough, but then I think we finished winning like 5 out of 6. It was really good what we were able to do. This is actually my purists out there. You guys are gonna love this deck. You're gonna love this combo. That's why we're starting off with this one. So, pure DM plays, you love to see it. We're gonna go grab Soul Servant. So I knew I had a way to go get Dark Magician here, or I'm sorry, the Dark Magicians. So we're gonna go Dark Magicians, activate Magician Salvation, activate Dark Magicians, chain Soul Servant, and grab the circle. So boom, just like that, our DM triangle is set. But wait, there's more. We are going to summon Dark Magician Girl, triggering the Salvation, summon Dark Magician. Now we're gonna draw 2 cards, and we draw into another Soul Servant. So I'm gonna use this Soul Servant, I'm gonna chain it to my circle, and what am I gonna get? I'm going to get Dark Burning Magic here. So there's no way you cannot love this deck, this end board here. Let's look at what we have. This is actually a pretty good end board. All it's missing is Dragoon, and this is the greatest pure Dark Magician end board you can ever have. We have Link Spider, doesn't count. Don't give me that in the comments. I know people are like, oh, it's not pure. Dark Magician, summon off of Eternal Soul. Get a Banish. Draw a card off of the Dark Magicians. And pop the field. So it's just 2 disruptions. But that's 2 more than Dark Magician usually sets up. Okay? So let's go. Unfortunately, it wasn't even a great duel. We're going up against this Volcanic player. And it's one of those things, he doesn't even know he's doesn't have a snowball's chance. It's kind of sad, honestly. But he does some volcanic things, burns me for some damage. I'm gonna get rid of this continuous spell because it would allow them to special summon something, excuse me. Didn't want to have that. And then they go into, I'm assuming this is their boss monster, Volcanic Emperor. They set a card, and right when they think they're in the clear, they think they're gonna do some damage here, they go to battle phase, set another card, we pop the whole field. Homie was too stunned to even surrender until he surrenders in a second. But anyways, that's the great thing about this event. You get to play Dark Magician, and you get to make Dark Magician plays, which is not something we always get to do, so I love it. Let's go into another replay. Alright, so here we're going second, and you guys are going to actually get a sneak peek at the card we're going to be going over when we're talking about the special tech to out Exodia. It's called Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. It's an excellent card. You're going to see it in use, but right now it doesn't do us any useful purpose, because we're not playing against an Exodia deck. But if you're, having the experience that most people had of like going up against it 75% of the time, this is a card you're definitely going to add. So our Pendulum duelist friend here, he cooked a foot, so he didn't really do too much, and that's okay with me because I'm fine with cooking him. We're gonna activate some Herpes, throw him his way. Unfortunately, this bonds between teacher and student is not useful right now because we have a Dark Magician in our hand. We're only playing 1 in the deck, so can't use bonds. We're gonna get rid of it, draw a card. Our opponent is going to Veiler us. Veiler is played in a lot of decks, so you're gonna have to find ways to dodge it. Secrets of Dark Magic, boom. I miss playing Secrets, man. I miss playing Secrets. It's, I used to hate that card, but I also loved it deep down. We're going to use Rod. Rod is going to let us get Soul Servant. We get Soul Servant because we have 2 Dark Magician cards in our graveyard, okay? We could have grabbed Circle, but instead we're going to opt to get the +2. But because Dark Magician is on the field, we get to draw the Circle for free. We're going to draw 2 cards with Soul Servant. Here, the reason I drew 2 cards with Servant before activating Circle, I'm trying to get Eternal Soul, and I know I'm gonna get Eternal Soul if I pull it off a Circle, so I'm fine with drawing 2 random cards, thinning the deck by 2, and then activating Circle and seeing if I can get Eternal Soul. In this case, we drew Soul Servant, so we just changed Soul Servant to guarantee ourselves a soul. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get Magician's Salvation, and Magician's Salvation is going to set up Eternal Soul, and we are going to pop the field here. Attack overall their monsters, I should say, not exactly pop it. But we got our Dark Magician triangle, we got the Dark Magicians backing us up, and our opponent scoops. I like it, man. Simple times, simple times. No Fiend Smith, no Lacrima, no nothing. No Azamina, just Dark Magician. Love to see it. Alright, so here we are going to be going up against Kira, and we're going to be showing off our toy box combos here. Yes, we do toy box combos in the Legend Anthology event, and it gives us 2 free bodies. Now, the bad thing is, Link summoning is not very prevalent in this event. However, we are able to summon out a boss monster, Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. It is hard for a lot of people to out this, so going into it is very good. In this situation, we weren't able to do it with a level 7, which sucked, but still a very good monster to have on the field. We got our Eternal Soul, we got some back row protection, we're good, we're chilling. Now, we're going up against Exodia, okay? So, I know this is an Exodia player. I just need them to summon 2 monsters to the field. If my opponent controls more monsters than I do, I can discard this card and do its thing. He's going to summon out his Sangenjin, and I'm going to immediately activate Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. So what this card does is, we reveal a card in our extra deck, and we then search our opponent's extra deck and banish all copies of it from their extra deck. So we are playing 1 copy of the Unstoppable Exodia, and we banish all 3 of their Unstoppable Exodia incarnates. So they can't do anything. I don't know why they keep playing. Sadly enough, I do misplay here, but I shouldn't have done this with Toy Box. I did it anyways. But luckily my opponent continued to attack, and they crashed into my my BLS. They had the BLS crash into each other. If they didn't do that, they could have banished my BLS, which would have been a problem, but it's a good thing they were a bad player. They were worse than me in that moment. But anyways, the main purpose of me showing that is to show the Winter Cherries what it does. Here we just cook with DM. Now we get our circle. Going to summon out Magician Souls with the toy tank. This actually came up a lot, actually, because there's follow-up, because these duels don't just end in like 1 or 2 turns. I know this one ends in 3 turns, but there's opportunities for follow-up. So like I was a lot of times using Toy Tank's effect to summon Magician Souls from the graveyard and then resetting them and drawing 2 cards. It was really good. We're gonna summon DM, and we're gonna banish, and I think my opponents, did they scoop? I thought they scooped eventually. Nope, we get a DM and finish. We get a Dark Magic attack for game. This event's so much fun. It's so much fun. It just feels, it feels pure, you know? So I had to try this deck out, and I put in the same Exodia hate that I played in the Dark Magician deck into this deck. So you're going to see Santa Claus, you're going to see Ghost Reaper. These are cards that you guys should be playing in this event because they stop the Exodia deck. Now, the second my opponent summons a monster, like you guys saw in the previous replay, we are Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherriesing them, banishing all 3 copies of their Unstoppable Exodia. What's funny is I get to keep mine, so it's great. So, once again, they keep playing. I don't know why. I mean, there's not much they can do. But this is a lot of fun, this deck. I really enjoy it. I'll show you guys the deck that I cooked up for the event, both the Dark Magician and the Exodia one after this replay. But if you guys want to see an Exodia ranked deck, you're probably going to see it regardless. But let me know in the comments, because I want to do it. It looks fun. You know, I hope it doesn't turn into a Floodgate Turbo deck, but it might. We'll see. We'll see. It depends on how I'm cooking that day. We go Millennium Ankh. Summon out the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate. And then we misplay here by activating Obliterate wrong, but our opponent scooped, so we would have won regardless. But I misread Obliterate. You're supposed to activate it in the main phase to get the full advantage of it. We would have been fine in either way. But anyways, that wasn't optimal. I'm just saying, let's go over the deck list. All right, Habibi, so I'll go over this deck list first really quickly. It's a good one. It was fun. We actually did something interesting here. I got an idea from one of the people in my chat on Twitch. Shout out my guy Ghost. He mentioned playing the Dark Hex-Sealed Fusion. I really liked it. Basically, whenever you special summon one of these Millennium monsters from the Spell and Trap card zone, you can summon Dark Hex-Sealed Fusion and fuse it with any effect monster to go into Millennium Eyes Restrict. And since Millennium Eyes Restrict is a Millennium monster, it stays on the field whenever the field gets popped with Millennium Ankh, because Millennium Ankh destroys all non-Millennium monsters whenever you summon the Unstoppable Exodia. So you get to keep this Millennium Eyes Restrict, which is a monster effect. Not only negate, but also it takes the opponent's monster. So very good card there. Very fun. Playing the Planet Pathfinder. Good way to get into the Yugioh Temple. If you guys want a full breakdown of the deck, let me know, explaining some of these cards more. But until then, I'm going to go to the DM deck now. Alrighty, Habibis, this is the Dark Magician list, and it's a pretty standard DM list in terms of engine. The good thing about this is we actually want to see our Dark Magician cards, which is something that sometimes you don't want to see when you're playing Dark Magician. But in this particular list, because it's the Legend Anthology event, we want to see DM cards. We got a good amount, a good mix. You guys saw the Dark Burning Magic in action. It actually came up a lot, and it did a lot of work for us. Being able to blow out the field is huge. Now, in terms of the non-engine, you guys know the Winter Cherries. Also, Ultimate Slayer is very good against outing the Unstoppable Exodia. Skullmeister is good against the Spirit of Blue Eyes. So these are all cards to stop Exodia. You guys gotta play them. And now, if you don't want to play some URs, well, if you don't have some URs, this is a UR as well, but I have 6 of them. I'm pretty sure you get this pretty easily on Legacy Packs. So you guys should check and see if you have it. If you guys played Lullaby of Obedience and you call Exodia's head, these are instant wins against Exodia. So I'm just trying to help you guys, give you guys some options to stop the Exodia Incarnate, because you're going to see it a lot. Some people were saying they see it like 3/4 of the time. So got to be ready. That's the main deck. In terms of the extra deck, it's pretty much just Dark Magicians and BLS. BLS and Dark Magicians are the only ones I really went into. I went to Relinquished Animal once or twice. Link Karibo, went to the Dark Magician's Dragon Knight once, but other than that, guys, pretty standard DM plays, a lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys, you will enjoy it. Let me know what you guys want to see in the future, what kind of deck lists you want, and until then, guys, I'll see you guys later. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you're not subbed, hit the sub button. We're so close to 4K. Can we get there soon? Let's see. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love, Habibis.